podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, show recap prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show. We are live for Sunday Night Scoops, episode number 20 with the EVP. First, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Obviously, today's been a difficult day. As I put on Twitter, I recently lost my mother in October, so it's been a difficult day. Make sure you're spending time with your loved ones, especially your parents and your kids, because you don't really know what's going to happen. But we are live. This is part of Doubleheader Doubleheader Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know that I'm live. I don't see anybody in here yet. It may be a very small crowd, especially with it being Mother's Day, but everybody's got to go back to work tomorrow, I'm assuming. There's not really a whole lot of news to cover. Obviously, there's a few things we can talk about. But go ahead and post it on live. Sit here and talk to myself. I did start a couple of minutes late. I do apologize about that. On a phone call. It's like we have two people alive. So like I said, once again, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. Always spend time with your family, your mother. Obviously, I probably wouldn't be doing this show if my mom was still here. I would not have been doing it. I would not have streamed today, obviously, but she's not here. So, but none of my grandparents are still alive either. So, it's something for me to do. So, but welcome to Sunday Night Scoops, episode number 20. Obviously, a couple of announcements. Obviously, we saw WWE Backlash last night. It looks like I've seen it earlier. Content time compared to wrestling time. Obviously, it looks like it was more wrestling on Backlash. I know the matches were a lot longer. So WWE did a lot better job with Backlash as far as the time for the matches and all that stuff. And we still have the commercials and the ads, but you're always gonna have that, especially with TKO or whatever. But a couple of announcements, obviously, regarding the EVP channel, EVP show. The last Sunday of the month, I talked about it a little bit last night on the Backlash recap, but the end of the month, the last Sunday, I will not be having a Sunday Night Scoops. Clash at Italy is going to be coming on early. I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern. So I'm still going to do my LFG show that night, but Sunday Night Scoops will not happen the last Sunday in May. Because that would put me having to do 3 shows on Sunday. And I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be having to do a Clash at Italy recap. And I'm not gonna do that. So what should the Braves be like?
Still out.
Going crazy.
Matt Olson, right center.
Got another home run. What's going on, Fanatic? Like I said, my original plan wasn't to be here today. It is Mother's Day, so I've already done everything I can do possibly for Mother's Day. Obviously my mom's not here, so I'm just telling you guys, don't ever take anything for granted. Because you don't never know when the last day is gonna be. For your mom or your dad, your grandparents, and all that. So, like I said, just don't ever take anything for granted. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I know it's gonna be a small crowd. Once again, I will reiterate: the last Sunday in May, there will not be a Sunday Night Scoops. That is the day of Clash at Italy. Because it's going to be airing, I think at like 3 p.m. Eastern. There will not be a scoop show that day because my normal scoops time is going to be taken up by the recap show for Clash at Italy. So obviously you guys that come here every Sunday, make a note of that in the calendar. Obviously, the last Sunday of May, there will not be a Sunday Night Scoops. I will just be doing the Clash of Italy recap, and then I will be doing the LFG show, if they're even airing it that night, which I think it will be. But I can't do 3 shows. It's just, and I'm not going to do a scoop show when there's a PLE going on. It's kind of pointless, to be honest with you. I got a couple of prediction shows coming up, obviously. Not this coming up week, but the next week will be the Saturday night's main event prediction show. If you are on the list, keep in mind that is coming up. It'll be on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then the following week on a Wednesday, it's going to also be the Clash at Paris prediction show. So we do have those 2 coming up. Obviously, this coming up week, we won't have anything on Wednesday, but the next 2 Wednesdays after that, hopefully they start announcing matches, which obviously we already know that we're going to get Cody Rhodes and Gunther at Clash at Italy. Roman is also going to defend his title there as well. So we're going to kind of talk about some stuff. So first thing I want to talk about is this John Cena tournament. Obviously, it just got announced last night, so I don't have a ton of information on it. But it looks like it's going to be, the way he made it sound, it's going to be some WWE star going up against a NXT star, and then I guess they're going to have a match. But at the end of the day, the fans are going to ultimately decide who becomes the John Cena Classic, or whatever, John Cena Memorial Classic, whatever it's called, champion. You will definitely get to see some matchups, like some dream matchups that you've been wanting to see. I think it's a great idea creatively. I don't know if they do it on a PLE. I would think they're gonna have to. I don't know. Maybe possibly that could be what they do at Saturday night's main event. There's a chance that could happen. I don't know though. I don't want to give any false information, but I mean they got 2 PLEs to try to build matches for in 2 weeks' time. So it kind of would make sense if they did. I don't know, but I think it'll be a lot more than 4 matches. So, I don't know. I would definitely lower your expectations for Saturday night's main event. I don't think it'll be more than 4 matches. I can't see it possibly being more than that. I've seen a lot of people saying Clash at Italy. Clash at Italy may have 6 matches. There's a possibility for that. But Triple H is pretty headstrong about the 5-match card. Even with these, unless it's like a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania. So I wouldn't get all up in arms expecting a 6-match card. Like I said, I don't know exactly how they're gonna do this thing. I haven't gotten any information on it yet. Obviously it just happened last night, so it's Mother's Day, so I wasn't really able to talk to my guy to find out a lot of information about this tournament. I just know that it's going to happen. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they do it on a Saturday night main event or if they just do it on a regular PLE. Obviously, the fans are going to decide. I don't know if this is a way for them to put a title on OVA. I don't know. Like I said, creatively, I think, you know, they booked him so strong coming out. Like, obviously, he retired Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has been moved to the alumni page. So as far as I know, like, it does look like he is retired. Now it definitely looks like it now with Gunther being switched over to SmackDown. So let's talk about that for a minute. Obviously, I do have some information on that. So, Gunther and Roman Reigns originally had a program scheduled for sometime after Backlash. I don't know if it was Italy or Night of the Champions. I don't know. I don't. They even had like everything. They had everything planned out for it. But because of Randy Orton and the situation with him, obviously he is taking some time off. But he does have some minor injuries. Like, they had to pivot. So that's why they moved Gunther over to SmackDown, because they have to have something for Gunther to do. And they need an opponent for Cody. Like, obviously, like that, everybody has to be able to see it was a major pivot, because why would they have Randy punt kick Cody at the end of WrestleMania and then we don't even see him on WWE television? That doesn't make any sense at all to do that. So it was a major pivot. I was told last time I spoke with my guy, which was like I think Thursday or Friday, I was told that Cody is not. So I gave you guys some information that I was told last week, I believe. But I think there's a change. I was told there's no plans for Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns to drop the title before November. I was almost 100% accurate that, I was almost 100% positive that there was not going to do another Cody Roman match. But last I was told, like, it's a possibility. It's a strong possibility that happens. I guess that would happen at Crown Jewel. I don't know if that's in October or November. Obviously, it's in Saudi Arabia. I guess that's where Roman gets his win back. I don't know. I was told, like I said before, that neither one of them wanted to face each other again because neither one of them wanted to be pinned. But I don't know I don't know how they booked this, because, you have Gunther, who just retired John Cena, AJ Styles, Goldberg. He just beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Can't have him get beat. So I don't know if we get some sort of disqualification. I'm thinking that's probably the way that they're going to go with it. I don't think Cody beats him clean. I think someone interferes. Like I said, Randy Orton is coming back to television sometime either at the end of May or the beginning of June. So I don't know if Randy gets involved. Maybe he comes out there and fucking RKOs both of them. I don't know. That's a possibility. They got to keep Gunther strong. I know they tease CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. That match is not happening right now. That match will happen eventually. The original plan was CM Punk and Stone Cold at WrestleMania. And like I said, there's, I don't know if it's 100% shut down of not actually happening, but I think that the Cody Punk thing would be a backup if Saudi Arabia can't get Stone Cold on the card. I have been told that it's still slated for Rock Roman in Saudi Arabia. When Rock shows up, I don't know. I know that WWE just filed a trademark. I saw it on I think Corey Hayes reported it. That WWE have filed a trademark for Head of the Table. So it looks like Roman going back to his old gimmick from when he first had the super long ass title reign. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that was 100% a pivot. But I was also told that Cody's not slated to drop the title before November, because it looks like they are setting up for a Cody Roman 3 at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Now, can that change in between now and then? 100%. We all know that can. There's always rewrites. Triple H sees shit online, or hell, they might have somebody in here watching. Who knows? I doubt it, but you never know. But that's the original plan. I mean, that's the plan as of now, is to run Cody Roman at Crown Jewel, and I guess Roman gets his win back. Seth Rollins is obviously. Let me go ahead and clarify. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, Seth was beat clean last night by Bryan." Well, he was, but this is Triple H and TKO we're talking about. And Seth even said it on the post show. He wants to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Seth Roman may be a SummerSlam match. I do. I thought it may be Oba, but I think Oba Roman doesn't happen until like closer to the end of the year, or maybe Royal Rumble. I don't know. Roman's not dropping the title for a while. I don't know when he's dropping the title, to be honest with you. And from what I've been told, like they want Cody and Roman to go to the premiere for Street Fighter. Both of them being champion. It's a good promotion tactic from TKO to have their top 2 champions that are in the movie to promote those titles and stuff on the red carpet stuff. So let's talk about the Seth Rollins situation. So he's definitely going to still be entrenched with the Vision. Bronson Reed is on his way back. I don't know the exact date when he's coming back, but you can look for Bronson Reed to be back way before SummerSlam. Seth Rollins is going to have to battle his way through the Vision, one by one. So if you guys think that we're done with Seth and Bryan, we're not. It's 100% going to happen again. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen 2 more times. Appreciate the OTC QB1 reposting the stream. Seth is alone. He has no backup, but he's going to have to go through the Vision. He's going to have to go through Logan Paul. He's going to have to go through Austin Theory. He's going to have to go through Bronson Reed when he comes back. He's going to have to go through Braun Breaker in order to build himself up for that championship match with Roman. They're not just going to throw him into a championship match when he's lost at WrestleMania, and then he just lost to Braun at Backlash. So let's talk about the Roman Jacobs situation. I was kind of talking about it in a chat, WWE chat, I believe it was. I was told that there's a very high possibility that match happens again with the stipulation. Maybe a not quit match, maybe a Hell in a Cell. I don't know, but it's 100% going to happen again. There's no way it's not. The way it ended last night, obviously Jacob's they're gonna act like he's suspended and all that, but I don't think any of that's really gonna happen. I mean, he threw Adam Pearce out of the ring. mean, he beat up all the security. I think he did something to Jason Gordon. I'm not sure. I mean, he had pretty much attacked everybody. I know Roman at the end said that was his last day there, but it's not. I mean, obviously, Jacob's going to be around for a long time. I could possibly see Roman and Jacob running it back at Clash of Italy in a stipulation match for the Raw Heavyweight Championship. I think that's the direction they're headed. Like I said, I haven't been able to get a whole lot of information for you guys this week, but I am going to give the information though for what I have. But I do think that's the direction they're headed. I think the way that they set this up for Rock and Roman is Roman's going to have to go back to his old ways. What I mean by that is he's gonna end up having to face everybody in the family. I think we're gonna get a Roman J match. We'll possibly get a Roman solo match again. Could get a Roman Jimmy match. I don't know. It's possible. And I guess when Roman gets done running through the entire family, then that's when we get The Rock. And maybe The Rock's like, all right, well, Roman's like, I'm the head of the table, da da da. Rock comes out, says, no, I'm the high chief, da da da, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. You get Rock Roman, WrestleMania. Roman's got a lot of things planned out for him. So let's talk about the reports that went out. Like I said, I don't come on here and discredit people. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to give the information that I have. I can tell you that it was definitely not a typo error putting him on the Roman Reigns on the fucking promotional poster for Night of Champions in June. I'm not sure. I think it was Dave that reported that. Or Brian Alvarez. They all work for the same company, One Wrestling Observer newsletter. They've been doing it a long time. Meltzer used to have, he used to have a lot of sources for WWE. I think he has mainly AEW stuff though. I mean, I'm not discrediting Dave. Like, he's been doing it a fucking long time. He makes a lot of money doing what he does, but he's wrong all the time. Now we got terrible weather. But at the end of the day, I don't know if Roman works Night of Champions. He could. But I think they're wrong. I think Dave's wrong. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to go out and say that I think Dave is wrong. I think that we are going to see Roman at some point in June. Obviously, I think that's like when they're doing the movie premiere and stuff like that for Street Fighter. But I do think Dave's wrong. I do think that we're still going to see. Just 1 second. I'm just got a text. Okay, sorry about that. I had to read a text. We could possibly see Roman. I think we see him on a Raw, and honestly, we possibly could see him on SmackDown. I don't know. But I do think we see him in June. I'm not sure if he's working Night of Champions. I haven't gotten that information. I don't want to give up. I've heard it, but he could. I don't know. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not trying to discredit anybody, but I've seen a lot of stuff that have been put online that I was told different. So I don't know. I don't know if he's working on a champion. I'm not going to tell you 100% that he is. But I don't think he's going to. We're going to go the whole month of June without seeing him. I don't. I do think we get Roman Jacob again in Italy. I think it's some stipulation match. Like I said, they could do an I Quit match, maybe an Acknowledge Me match, Hell in a Cell, something like that. All of that makes sense. I don't know. But like I said, the last time I talked to my guy, like he told me, he was like, well, it looks like WWE still wanting to do the Roman Cody thing in Saudi Arabia in October, November, which means that Cody or Roman's not dropping the title until then. Unless they're going to have Cody drop the title and then win it back, which I think would be just dumb if they're going to do that. I guess they would just book them strong all the way up until Crown Jewel, and then I guess Roman gets his win back over Cody. I'm not crazy about them doing a Roman Cody 3. I'm not really for it. I think the two fan bases are. I respect both fan bases, but I think that it causes too much friction. There's already enough like bullshit on the IWC. From both fan bases. Obviously, the Bloodline fans hate Cody. A lot of them hate him because he ended Roman's reign. Which Roman obviously knew about it. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. It's scripted. So at the end of the day, like Roman knew he was dropping the title to Cody. So I don't know. And Cody gets a lot of black. I think he needs a character change. I would be the first one to admit it to you. I don't really, I think he has went away from the whole like kissing babies and holding Wendy's napkins and all that stuff. But I think we'd need a heel Cody, and it looks like they teased that a little bit with Paul Heyman on SmackDown. I would love to see it personally. Just don't know if WWE's ever gonna fucking pull the trigger on it. I don't. Cody sells a lot of merch, and I mean there are some people that are over in the company, like Trick and Oba, Javon, and people like that, Danhausen. But Danhausen, Punk, and Cody were the top 3 merch sellers at WrestleMania. So who's gonna take Cody's spot? I don't really think they have anybody yet. You can't just throw Opafemi into that because he's still very new to the roster. He's very over, but I don't think you can throw him in Cody's spot. So yeah, we're definitely getting Roman Jacob again. We're gonna get Roman J. I think we could possibly see Roman Braun at some point. I do. Think that ultimately they're gonna hold off as long as they can with Roman and Obafemi. So I don't know if this John Cena, whatever it's called, Classic Championship or whatever he's calling it. I don't know if this is a way to put a title on Oba until they can do the Roman Oba match. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Oba's winning that damn tournament. I can't. I would prefer Oba to win the King of the Ring personally, but I don't even know if they're having a King and Queen of the Ring. So I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah. I'm just gonna say that I think we do see Roman in June. I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say I think he's wrestling at Night of Champions. He could. Possible. Like I said, I'm not here to conflict reports, but I'm just giving the information I was provided. It wasn't a typo error for them to put him on the fucking poster. I know he does have to do some movie premiere stuff. Cody's obviously got to do the same shit. So, like, does that mean Cody's not going to be at Night of Champions? Like, I doubt it. Like, I'm sure he's going to be there. They got to have one of them on the main event in the car. I don't even think Cody Gunther main events at Italy. I don't. Especially if they're running Roman and Jacob back there. I don't know where they would put Cody and Gunther at. Maybe co-main event. I don't know. There's got to be some women's matches, I'm sure. Liv needs to defend her title. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room, obviously, from Backlash. I've been telling you guys for a while the direction they're headed with Trick. The fans kind of chanted it out last night. Trick said, we'll see. He's obviously not going to be doing an open challenge, but we're ultimately headed to Trick Mello SummerSlam. That's definitely the direction they're going. I don't think it happens before that. I think that's definitely a SummerSlam match. Trick Williams and Carmelo for the United States title. I think that's the way to go for SummerSlam. They can build the feud through the summer, and I think it makes the most sense. It does look like that Fatal Influence is being booked really hard, especially Jacy Jayne. She beat Charlotte Flair, and then she got a pinfall victory over Alexa Bliss. And then obviously when she faced Rhea, you have to think she didn't lose, and she still has yet to eat a riptide. So like if they're booking her week, then she would have already eaten a riptide. And it's really strong about here. I don't know what they do with Jacy. I think it's a bit soon. I did tell you guys a couple of weeks ago. I know for a fact I said it on here when a lot of people were speculating Sol Ruca and Liv, and I said nope, that's not where they're going. I told you guys like 2 or 3 weeks ago it was going to be Sol Ruca and Becky. Sol's going to be the one to take that Intercontinental Championship off of Becky Lynch. I said it like 3 weeks ago on here. You can go back and watch it. I know for a fact I said it. So, the Sol Liv match was just to get Sol on the roster, like the main roster. It was like a make Sol look good, which she already does anyway, but like it was just a high profile match. Like Liv has to have matches too. There's not a lot of credible baby faces on Raw that we can really put in the mix to face Liv Morgan. I definitely think it's a strong possibility Io could be Liv's next opponent. I think that's where they're headed with that. Obviously, Io was victorious last night against Asuka. And this is going to be a very touchy topic. But we're going to talk about it because this is what the show is, Scoop Show. And I put my information out. People can believe it, not believe it, but they can go back and see that a lot of stuff that I said weeks ago gets reported way after. I just don't have the platform or the Patreon or any of that stuff to put it out on the news. On X. So I saw that Dave Meltzer or somebody from the Wrestling Observer, I believe it was Dave or Brian, reported that Asuka was retired, semi-retired. I'm just going to tell you that that's not accurate. Her contract's not up to like 2028, something like that. Now, could she get out of her contract? I mean, probably. We've seen a lot of stuff that's went on with TKO, hearing all these releases and all this stuff lately. But from what I was told, Asuka is going to be off of TV for a while. I guess she asked for some personal time off. I don't know the reason behind that. I'm not going to speculate. But she asked for some time off, obviously, with Kyrie Sane getting released. They had to kind of pivot from that story. We saw Asuka and Io hug last night. But I do believe we see Asuka back at some point on WWE television. And I do believe she's going to be a babyface. I think that it's all just a character change for Asuka. You guys can clip it, whatever you want to do. Or you guys can keep reposting Dave's stuff. At the end of the day, she ain't retired. I know the wrestlers have put tweets out, but I've seen it. I've seen all of it. But I'm telling you, I talked to someone very, very credible. Telling you, she's not retired. This didn't even come from my guy. I talked to somebody else that's really, really, really in the know. And she's not retired. Is she going to be off TV for a while? Yes. She asked for some personal time off. Like I said, I don't know what the reason is. I didn't ask. But I guess maybe it's just a way of, maybe WWE's having some of these superstars post stuff. I don't know. Maybe some of them really think it. I don't know. And could it happen? Yeah. I mean, nobody saw Brock Lesnar's retirement coming. But I'm telling you from what I was told that she's not retired. I even seen I think it was Body Slam reported that too as well, that Dave's report was inaccurate. She could go back. She could eventually end up going back to Japan. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just telling you that whatever was put out by one, it's not correct. I don't, like I said, it's not me discrediting. Like Dave's been doing this shit way longer than I ever dreamed of. But I don't think it's correct. I don't. Like I said, I was told from somebody very, very credible, that she's taking some personal time off. She could come back as a baby face. It does make sense. We need more baby faces on Raw, because Liv has no opponents. Besides Io, who else? Who else is she gonna face? Who? Like, I'm waiting. WWE doesn't seem to be in a hurry. Obviously, we can already see the facial expressions from Roxanne Perez. Like, that's eventually going to come to a head. But I don't think that happens until SummerSlam. I don't think we'll get Roxanne and Liv until SummerSlam. Liv is going to hold the title all the way up until SummerSlam. So, I don't know. It looks like that's the direction they're going. Maybe they have Liv and Io. I thought there was a chance maybe Io would win the title and then go on and face Rhea at Crown Jewel in October, November, whichever month it is. Because Rhea's never beaten Io before. So they still could do that. But then that kind of takes away from the Roxanne and Liv match. Unless they just scrap that, which I don't know. I haven't heard anything different on that. Like I said, it's Mother's Day weekend, so I'm only giving you guys information I got early this week before Backlash. So, and then obviously I did speak to somebody about the Austin situation. Like I said, it's not me discrediting Dave. He's been doing it for a long time. But when it comes to WWE stuff, I don't think he made it up. But I just think that he's going based off of some of the wrestlers I've seen, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, several of them posted pictures of Asuka. I don't know. If she's retired, I'll be surprised. Because like I said, the person that told me is very, very, very credible. Very, very, very much in the know. So I think it's a semi-retirement. I think when she comes back, we can see her as a baby face. Obviously, she hugged Io last night, so it makes sense for her to come back as a baby face. If she does come back to WWE television, she will be a baby face. I would lean more towards a semi-retirement than I would the full-time retirement. Is definitely not the case. I don't think she's officially done. I think we could see her back on WWE television, or maybe she goes back to Japan. I don't know. I was just told that she is not 100% retired. So I saw another thing today. Oh gosh. So Vince Russo, obviously, coach, saw was on their show. And I don't know where some of these people get some of this information, but so apparently Vince Russo and coach said that Aleister Black was fired or released because he went to upper management and started complaining about not being in the storyline of WrestleMania. I don't know anything about that. That's the first I've ever heard of that. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is. I think it was more of they just didn't have a creative direction for him. I mean, he was scheduled to be a part of that storyline, but Pat McAfee come in. So that's that, you know. Like I said, coach isn't a reporter. He is a content creator. I mean, he used to work in WWE, so I'm sure he still knows a lot of people there, but he's also not a reporter. Vince Russo obviously has a lot of wrestling knowledge. I have a shit ton of respect for both of them. But that's the first time I've heard of anything like that about Aleister getting released because he went to upper management and was complaining about not being a part of the Randy Cody deal, which I would prefer him to be a part of it. I mean, it could come out down the pipe later on that is the case, but as far as I know, like, I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, I guess it would be a little weird if, like I said, if Roman does show up a couple of times in June, if he's not on the Night of Champions card. But like I said, I don't really believe WWE really made that. I mean, they could have, like, the one thing that's believable, I guess, is, you know, the promoting him on Raw. Now that could have been like a typo error or something like that. But the poster thing, like, I think that's taken it a bit far. I mean, how many errors can they possibly make? I think, like I said, I still think it's a TKO smoke screen. Obviously, like, you're probably not going to see him every week because there is a movie premiere. The Street Fighter premieres in June. So it does make sense that, I mean, you might not even see Cody on TV every week. But yeah, like I said, those are kind of the big topics. Obviously the Asuka stuff. We are going to see Roman and Jacob again. I believe it's a stipulation match. I don't know what they do. They could do an I Quit match. They could do a Hell in a Cell. They're 100% going to run it back though. They're not going to have it end like that, like it ended, where Jacob beat the hell out of everybody and Roman stood tall holding the title up if they're not running it back again. If they're 100% running it back, Roman is going to end up facing a lot of people in this family. He's going to face Jay. He's going to face Solo. Possibly Jimmy. I don't know. But that's the only way we can tell the story, like, logically, to get to Rock Roman. I still don't think Rock Roman needs a belt. I don't. Now, could it happen? I mean, it's possible. I don't know how soon they're with this new John Cena championship. I don't know if they're going to put that on Oba. Like, I didn't even know anything about that until he announced it last night. I had heard a thing about that. WWE had kept that information very close to the vest. I haven't heard. I've never heard. I thought it was just going to be John was going to be announcing something about the Royal Rumble or SummerSlam, maybe coming to the Florida area. I didn't know anything about a tournament or a new championship that John Cena is presenting. I don't know. I think it just could be a way to get a title on Oba. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it makes sense if that's what they want to do, but I guess that's a good way to keep Roman and Oba away from each other. Like I said, I really do think Seth Roman could be a SummerSlam. If it don't happen at SummerSlam, then I don't know when it's going to happen, unless Rock Roman's not happening, which I was told it still was. So I guess if it don't, then I guess you could do Seth and Roman at WrestleMania, but that's a long time to keep them two away from each other on the same roster. I do think Punk eventually gets moved over to SmackDown. I don't think that it makes a whole lot of sense for him to be on the Raw brand with Roman and Jacob and Oba. SmackDown needs more firepower. Obviously, it will be going back to 2 hours in June. End of June, beginning of July, something like that. USA has some sort of contract to where, like, I don't know the exact details, but I think like 4 or 5 months out of the year it's 3 hours, and then the other 6 or 7 months or whatever 2 hours. They definitely want it to be 3 hours the months leading up to WrestleMania. I guess it's all part of the contract that WWE has with USA. So, like I said, it is going to go back to 2 hours at the end of June or beginning of July. So, like I said, I'm glad kind of that I don't have this whole huge platform because it's very difficult to put out information. Like I said, I've seen the reports, but I haven't seen Fightful report it about Asuka. Not to my knowledge. I'll have to go look. Like I said, I'm not on anybody's paywall. I can't afford that. StreamYard and ESPN Unlimited is enough for me. I don't pay for information behind somebody's paywall. So I know Meltzer charges like $12.99, something like that. But he's been doing it a long time. Like I said, there's stuff that he has gotten right before, but I don't know. I was told differently. I don't think she's retired. I can't guarantee that she's going to come back to the WWE television, but I don't think she's fully retired. Maybe she goes back to Japan. I don't know. All I know for sure is she asked for some personal time off for a personal reason. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks. I'm just going to give you the information that I would provide. Like I said, I talked to someone that's very, very in the know. And they told me that Asuka asked for personal time off and that there is no retirement as of now. Now, there was no guarantee of her coming back to WWE television, but she's either coming back to WWE television or she's going to Japan. But her contract is not up, so she's still got a couple of years left. So I do want to talk a little bit about the stuff that's going on. Obviously, I talked about it, I believe, on SmackDown recap. I'm not going to go on about it much, but so TKO, obviously, even someone small like me with only 223 subscribers, TKO is going after these big content creators, Con Man, Weezy Bond, Santi's out, Manning. I've seen a lot of them get their Instagrams, TikTok shut down. Everybody's getting fucking copyrights on their YouTube videos. Like, I can't. You are not supposed to put up any type of TKO does not want you to put up any type of WWE. Like, I have a video back here, like saved in my StreamYard of Cody's music. Like, I don't want to play it because there's a possibility I could get a copyright strike. My channel could get shut down. So I don't agree with it. I don't. I think it's bullshit, to be honest with you, because these big, huge content creators like Weezy and Comment, Sentiza, Minnie, they do a lot for the community. They're not very controversial at all. And then WWE wants to use their reactions from some of their content on their shows, but they want to go and try to shut their shit down. Like, it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's like they want to go after. I mean, I don't even know about Denise. I haven't seen anything about Denise Salcedo. I don't know if she's, you know, if they have come after her. But I know they went after Comment and all them because I saw him talking about it on Twitter or X or whatever you guys call it now. But like I said, at the end of the day, like you guys got to, you know, just be careful what you know. You got to be careful what you believe. You know, I'm not gonna, sorry, I'm reading some information right now. I don't know what just happened. Oh, just crashed. I was reading a post from, Brandy Rose, also the Mother's Day thing. And I have told everybody, you know, Happy Mother's Day, so, just 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm getting some information right now. Okay. Nikita Lyons just reposted my tweet again. So shout out to Nikita. That's the second tweet that she retweeted of mine. She just retweeted it for the LFG show. It's on her page. So if you guys want to check that out, she just reposted it. So shout out to Nikita Lyons, obviously, for reposting that. She also liked it too as well. So yeah, so shout out to Nikita Lyons for that. She just reposted. She reposted my post twice for the LFG recap tonight. So shout out to Nikita Lyons for that. That's pretty huge. It definitely gets a lot of views. So I'm a little nervous about how many people are going to show up for LFG tonight, which I don't even know if Nikita's on the show. But she was on the thumbnail, so obviously I tagged her, and she actually followed me back on Instagram as well. So I am a big, huge Nikita Lyons fan. But like I said, you know, I don't really think it's fair for WWE to go after these content creators, because if they're going to, you know, if they're going to promote the stuff they do, like their reactions, then you can't go after these people. Like, at the end of the day, like, they're just doing a job. They're promoting and putting out the content from your company. And I know TKO, they've made a lot of fucking money. I mean, the stats come out about, you know, how much money they've actually made. Stampede just put out John Cena Classic matchup. Dion Lennox versus Shinsuke Nakamura, EK Prosper versus Dragunov, Mason Brooks versus Sami Zayn, Charlotte Hill versus Carmelo Hayes, Sawyer versus Stephanie McCourt, Stephanie's out for a while, Kendall Gray versus Bailey, Callie Armstrong versus Jordan Grace, Lizzie Rain versus Lyra Valkyria. I mean, those are all awesome. I'm looking on Fightful's website to see if anything has been reported as far as Asuka. Like I said, I haven't seen anything on Fightful about it. So, but I will check. Now, I know he's talked about the John Cena Classic. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I saw this advertised for Raw. Jacob Fatu will take part in a Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony tomorrow on Raw. So, see what happens there on that. I don't think he acknowledges him. I think they're going to have a match. Still have a match. Over Femi's Open Challenge. And we're going to see the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Joe Henry in the Vision. Street Profits and Joe Henry versus Ron Breakker, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. And the women's tag team champion Brie Bella and Paige are going to respond to the Judgment Day tomorrow on Raw. That is the rundown. Via Fightful Select. Sean Ross South. So, like I said, I'm looking at the page to see if Sean Ross reported anything about Asuka. That's his AJ Styles said. I don't know the facts, but I know Asuka will be a Hall of Famer. So that's what was reported 4 hours ago. He said he doesn't know the facts because I don't think the facts have been put out there yet. Scott thanks Asuka for the match at WWE Backlash. Yes, our story comes to a final chapter with today's match. The moment the match ended, my heart was filled with all sorts of emotion. Meeting Asuka-san, spending the same time together, being able to learn so much up close. These are irreplaceable treasures to me. Thank you so much, Asuka. We love you. Like I said, could be her last match in WWE, but I don't think she's retired. She could go back to Japan. Still checking on their page to see if I've seen anything. Don't see anything. We'll see though. Yeah. I don't see a report about Sap that she officially retired or him reiterating Dave's post. Like I said, I think she's gonna take some time out. Maybe if she got some personal stuff going on in her life, these are easy to be in at the end of the day. But like I said, hopefully these content creators are able to get everything back on track. I feel bad for them. A lot of them lost their Instagrams, their TikToks, their Facebooks. A lot of people promote on all three of those platforms. They shut all that shit down. So I don't agree with it. At this point, I'm kind of glad I'm not really up there because my shit would be getting watched like that. And I don't know, it just seems like they really want to get a cut out of it. So I don't know. It's kind of like, well, if you're monetized, like TKO wants to get a fucking part of it, which they already have their hands in so many cookie jars as it is. So I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it. We'll see how everything plays out with Asuka. Like I said, I don't expect to see her on WWE television anytime soon. But we'll see what comes of it. We'll see if Dave's report was actually accurate or not. I did let you guys know what's going to happen. There's going to be an acknowledgement ceremony tomorrow on Raw. I don't think Jacob's going to acknowledge him. I think this is tomorrow where we get Clash in Italy set up. I don't know though that's not really a Saturday night's main event match. I think they need to do that in Italy, but I just don't know how they do it with Cody and Gunther on the card. Unless Cody and Gunther are going to be in the middle of the card or the beginning. Obviously, Jacob and Roman with main event. But yeah, so we're an hour in. Like I said, it was difficult to get news this week. Don't forget that the last Sunday in May, there will not be a Sunday Night Scoops. That's the week of Clash at Italy. That PLE, I believe, is at 3 p.m. Eastern. So there won't be a Scoops because I will be doing a recap show a little bit after the normal time that I do Sunday Night Scoops. I'll be recapping the Italy PLE and obviously coming back later that night to do the LFG recap. So that's really it, guys, for the news today. Like I said, it's Mother's Day, so I didn't really expect a big crowd in here. But Nikita reposted on the LFG. I don't know what to expect tonight. Hopefully, I got to take some really good notes tonight because I don't know who may show up. I mean, she may even be watching it. I don't know. She reposted it on Instagram, I believe on Instagram, but I know she reposted it on Twitter twice. She just reposted it and liked it. So yeah, definitely give her a follow. Check her out. She's obviously going to be. She's heavily involved in the women's NXT North American stuff. She has a match coming Tuesday. Her and Zarya have to team up against Lizzie Rain and Tatum Paxley. So you can see Nikita on LFG and also on NXT as well. And she is engulfed in the Women's NXT North American Championship squabble, even though I do think that ultimately that title is going to end up with Zarya. I think Zarya is going to be the one to take that title off Tatum Paxley in the summertime. Obviously, we know CW has picked up. Told you guys last week, CW has picked up the NXT PLEs. I do believe that it's going to be on ESPN as well, starting in the summer. I don't know when that happens. I believe the next NXT PLE may be in June or July or something like that. I know they usually have Heat Wave or something like that. So, but that's really all the news I have for you guys. Like I said, expect Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu to happen again. Expect Seth and Braun to eventually run it back again. I know the plan is for Seth and Roman at some point. I don't know when that happens. Hopefully, I can get some more information on this John Cena Classic. I haven't been able to get any information on it. We're probably going to get some really good dream. If I was WWE, I would book that for like a Saturday night's main event. It's easy. You don't have to come up with stories. Because right now, like I said, they backed themselves into a corner with 3 PLEs, or not official PLEs, but PLEs in the month of May. We just have Backlash, and then we have a week off next week, and then the week after that we have Saturday Night Main Event, and then the week after that we have Clash in Italy. So it's really hard to book matches for both shows and tell stories in 2 weeks. So who knows? I mean, it could start at Saturday Night Main Event and roll over to. I don't know. I don't know the information about it. I think it's a possibility that it could be something that could benefit Oba. I don't know. I mean, John Cena did make reference to Oba a couple of times last night. So it could be a way to put a title on Oba. I know people will want him to win the Intercontinental Championship, but that's not going to happen. I do believe Ethan Page is going to be the one to take that title off of Penta. But that's it for me, guys, for the news. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Q&A. You guys, if you can, I have been talking for an hour and 5 minutes. I will leave the Q&A up for like 45 to 55 minutes. We're going to try to have like a 3-hour stream last week. But I will answer all the questions that you guys have. And once the questions are done, then I'll go ahead and end it. But I definitely want to appreciate you guys coming out for Sunday Night Scoop episode 20. I will be back for the next 2 weeks for Sunday Scoop. The last week of the month, I will not be having a show because that will be the same day as Clash of Paris. So, all right, let's get to the questions. Do you really? This is from Fanatic. Obviously, you guys saw him. I know there's a lot of speculation going around online that we were the same person. I'm glad he was able to come on a prediction show to shut those rumors down. The IWC really loves to like gossip and just make up off the wall shit that just doesn't even make any sense. So everybody, by the way, Fanatic, everybody, not everybody, but I was told by several people that a lot of people thought that I was commenting on my own fucking Sunday Scoop post with your fucking account that your account was my burner, which is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. That I don't have the time to go onto the stream, and obviously you showed your face on the Backlash prediction, so I was glad you were able to come on to shut that rumor all up because people just come up with the most off the wall shit. But I do want to tell Fanatic thank you. He is the only one that comes in the Scoop shows that's in the chats when something happens. He obviously he definitely shouts out Scoops. Anything that happens that he hears on the show, he definitely puts the information out there. And he says EVP Scoops. So thank you to Fanatic for that. Let's go ahead and get to the questions. So the first one, do you really think that Royce Keys will actually join the MFTs? Because that would be a waste of time. He just won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I do not think he's joining up the MFTs. Solo is going to have a program with Roman at some point. I mean, Roman could end up facing Tala Tonga as well. Like I said, he is going to have to go. He's going to go through the entire family. He's going back to the head of the table, and he's going to get to where he's like barking orders and shit out again, like he was at the beginning. So I don't think so. I think Royce is too close with Jacob. I don't think that Royce is going to join the NFT. I don't. What's next for Io Sky? Championship gold or freshening feud? I do believe she gets involved in a championship feud with Liv Morgan. They've already feuded before, obviously, but I don't think Io's ever beat Liv. But I do think that's where they're headed. Because Sol Rica is going to be the one to take the title off of Becky Lynch. I think Sol Becky may happen at Saturday Night main event. If it doesn't happen at Saturday Night main event, definitely happen at Italy. And I think that's where we see Sol Rica win the Women's United States Championship off of Becky. I can see Io and Liv happening at Saturday Night main event or in Italy. I think that makes the most sense. Because I do still think. I don't think Io wins, unfortunately, because I don't think they want to get away from the Liv Roxanne story. But if I had to guess, I would say that Io is definitely going to be going after Liv's title. What's next for Asuka taking a break, turning face? Were you surprised by how the match ended and how they embraced? So I kind of talked about that already. I saw the report from Dave. I seen the wrestlers, posting pictures of her. I talked to someone that's very credible, that has a lot of knowledge on the inside. They told me specifically that she is taking a personal break. Now I don't know, she may decide to retire during the personal break, but I know her contract's not up for 100% fact. I do believe we see Asuka again. Hoping it's on WWE television, or it could be in Japan. But I do believe it's a face turn. I mean, I know it's a face turn no matter what. If we see her back on WWE television, I definitely was surprised. It was a good surprise. that match was a banger, 5-star match for me. I know it would be. That's why I needed to be on WrestleMania card. But with Kyrie out of the story, it kind of makes sense. Like I said, we need more faces to go against Liv. Asuka and Liv would be good. Liv needs some. Stephanie McCourt out for a while, so Liv needs some opponents. So I don't know how long Asuka's going to be out, or if and when she does return to WWE television. But if she does return, I'm telling you, she will be a babyface. I don't think she's retired, but only time will tell. Could we see Triple Mania in a stadium sometime soon? Possibly. Triple Mania is definitely being booked really heavily. Triple H's really killing it right now, so very possible there. The WWE planning something for September 12th because of Triple Mania, like a special event or PLE in Mexico? That's a good question. I seen it was gonna Triple Mania was going to be a 2-night event. Obviously on my birthday in September. WWE could do something. I haven't heard of anything yet. I mean, I guess they could do something. Like I said, that's a good question. I'll definitely take note of it and ask. But I do know that Triple Mania is going to be a 2-night event. I do believe at that point that's where we're going to see Dom drop the title to the Grande Americana, not the Chad Gable one, but the other one. I mean, yeah, WWE could do something. TKO, any chance they get to do any type of event and make some money, I wouldn't rule it out. I'll just say that. Is Jacob going to acknowledge Roman tomorrow? I don't think so. I don't think so. He just beat the shit out of him at the end of the show. So that would be creative malfunction if they did that. That would make absolutely no fucking sense at all. He literally destroyed everybody after the match, put the tongue in death grip several times again on Roman. I know everybody wants to see Roman in fresh feud, but that match cooked. So Jacob stood tall at the end, holding up the title belt. They're 100% running that match back. No, he's not acknowledging him tomorrow. So if you heard that, definitely message me and let me know, because that's definitely not accurate. Will things get better for Lyra? Her booking ain't good. It was reported, I think it was like, I don't know, I think Body Slam reported a while back that Lyra was in for like a heavy push, but it doesn't really look like it to me. It still looks like she's kind of engulfed in this whole tag team situation. Like I said, I can see Laney Reed and Fallon Henley going after, or maybe getting a title match against Brie and Paige. Paige is not going to be a tag team wrestler very long. Nikki Bella is recovering from ankle surgery, I believe. I think it's like a 6 to 8 week recovery, which I wasn't, but I was like fucking 6 months to a year. But yeah, I don't know how they do it as far as that goes. I don't know if Paige just handed the title back over to Nikki. I know that Nikki said on her podcast that they definitely want to end their career she wants to end her career as a heel. So, but expect to see Paige give that title back to Nikki. I don't think that they drop those titles at least until Nikki gets the title back. But as far as Lyra goes, I haven't heard of anything. I don't really know what she could do, possibly. I don't. I guess she could have a match with Liv. That would make a little bit of sense. She is a face. Liv needs some face competitors. So, there's Io and there's Lyra and Bayley. There's really not a whole lot over on Raw. So, will there be a women's match on Raw tomorrow? I haven't seen one advertised. I just went through the card. Let me look again. I know Fightful had put out the card. Let's see. Let's see. There's a full card. There's an acknowledgement ceremony tomorrow for Roman, but yes. So it looks like we could see a women's tag title match possibly, or it could be set up for maybe Saturday night main event or something. It looks like Brie Bella and Paige are going to respond to the Judgment Day. So, I mean, I guess that match could happen tomorrow, or they could just save it for Saturday night main event because we need matches for both of those cards, and they're coming up. So, were you impressed by how Backlash was? Was it better than me? I was. I talked about that at the beginning of the show. Obviously, the match time, WWE did a lot better job giving the wrestlers more time in the ring and not commercials and ads. We didn't see a shit ton of celebrities. I think the wrestling time, like the percentage, went way up. I believe Stampede put it in my chat. I don't remember what the percentage was. It's been a long day. It's Mother's Day. My eyes are probably still red. But the percentage definitely went up for sure. So they did a phenomenal job. I'm not gonna say it's better. It was better than WrestleMania. I mean, I think it's pretty close. I wasn't overly impressed with WrestleMania. I think the Roman Punk match was good. There was a couple of other matches that were pretty decent, but they were very short. Another thing I forgot to mention, Jade and Rhea. That's definitely gonna happen again. Obviously, we saw it. Jade's been off TV for a little while. I thought she did make a tweet saying she wanted to go to Raw, but she did attack Rhea. So I do think Jade does probably get a rematch, but she ain't winning. So I think they're gonna probably pivot around and have like Jade. There's three groups of three over there on SmackDown. You got Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa. You got the baddies with Meech and B5, Mia Yim, B5, and Jade, and then you got Fatal Influence. So there's a lot of things they can do over there with those three groups. But yes, I was very impressed with Backlash, 100%. Do you think WWE is going to make SummerSlam bigger, better, and all? Yes. So SummerSlam is going to be the WrestleMania. I think that WWE is definitely going to make up for the shit show that I call was WrestleMania. So I expect SummerSlam to be major, big. Do you think we'll get 6-match PLEs as long as there isn't an injury? I don't know, man. Triple H is very, very, very stuck in his ways about these 5-match cards. Possible. I don't know. I would do 6 in Italy. I know we're not getting 6 at Saturday Night Main Event. I wouldn't think unless they're doing a John Cena Classic tour. I don't know. I think Triple H loves 5 matches. He's kind of stuck on that. We could see 6. I think that's the way to go. I would do it that way, but I haven't heard that that's the direction that they're going to go with 6. Were you surprised at Danhausen's partner? I did predict it would be a surprise. It was Danhausen. I was surprised. I was told it could be Jelly Roll or CM Punk. So yeah, I definitely was surprised. Danhausen's super over. He's the #1 merch seller right now at WWE. The way they're booking him, like the way, he doesn't have to be in the ring all the time. He's all over the place. I love the way WWE's booking him. I think they're doing a phenomenal job with Danhausen. I was a little bit disappointed, I guess, in the surprise. Like, not having anything against that particular group, the little Meaninghausen, but I don't know. I think they, I guess I'm kind of glad it wasn't Jelly Roll because, like I said, I'm not really for all the celebrities. So, I mean, it ultimately worked out. I think the fans enjoyed it. So, as long as the fans enjoyed it, then, that's all that matters to TKO. Will you be surprised if we get 5 matches for Saturday Night Main Event? Yes, I will be surprised. I mean, it's possible, but it's definitely not going over 5 for Saturday Night Main Event. I think that's the show that we possibly could only get 4. I would love to see 5, but they got to start. They got to start flipping this card off fast, because after next week, I mean, there's only a couple of weeks of Raws and SmackDown to build for 2 PLEs. So I would expect 4 to be on the safe side, but we possibly could see 5 at Saturday Night Main Event. Are you excited for the possibility of Cody Rhodes being a Paul Heyman guy? I am. I just talked about that. They teased it very heavily. I think that could be the way to go. I mean, Cody doesn't really need a mic guy. I don't think. I mean, a lot of his haters don't think he's good on the mic. But I think Cody's good on the mic when he needs to be. There's certain shit that he says that I don't really like. Like, what do you want to talk about? I think that shit's old. I think he needs to stop saying that. I love Cody, but I don't like that. And I'm easy to find and hard to beat. Like, fuck to that mean? Like, I'm not really big on that either. And I'm a Cody guy. I don't like it. I don't. He needs a character change. Obviously, like, it seemed like he was starting at WrestleMania. He low blowed Randy. He took his blood and wiped it all over him. So we are seeing a little bit different Cody Rhodes. But I want all those Cody haters over there that hate Cody Rhodes when he goes heel. Don't come on back up. Don't come over there to the heel side of Cody. Y'all stay right. Y'all keep that hating right on over there. Because when he goes heel, he's a whole different fucking animal. So you guys go watch him in New Japan, obviously, and see what he does as a heel character. But I'm just letting all the Cody haters out there that I see all over the fucking internet. When he goes heel, y'all don't try to turn and be like, oh, I'm a Cody fan. No, fuck that. Like, you talk shit for 3 years. Like, no, you're good. Stay over there. Stay over there where you're at. But yes, I mean, they teased it. I think it could be I think that could possibly be part of the story for Cody Punk. I don't think we'll get a face versus face there. It's either Cody going heel with Heyman, or I guess Punk could do it again, but we've already seen that. So it'd make more sense for Cody to be the heel against Punk. But I think that's ultimately what that's going to be for. Or Cody could turn fucking heel at against Gunther. I don't know. I mean, I think WWE's really booking that match because they want Cody to get cheered. And they know that the crowd is going to boo the fuck out of Gunther because he retired John Cena. Gunther ain't getting cheered against Cody Rhodes. It's not happening. So this is one of the first opponents Cody's going to have where he's going to have the full fans. I mean, not everybody's going to be rooting for him. Everybody that hates Cody is going to be rooting for Gunther. But in the fucking stadium, the fans are going to be in turn that's going to be rooting for Cody. But I think it's time for a heel turn. I do. I don't know. It's past time, so hopefully that happens. Are there any plans for Jordynne Grace? Yes, she is going to be heavily involved. Big plans for Jordynne. U.S. title, possibly Women's SmackDown Championship match. She's going to be heavily booked. I know she's been on main event and stuff, but there are big things coming for Jordynne. Who's the next challenger for Trick? He's got to defend against other people before Mello. That's a good question. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to talk to my guy since Backline. It's been Mother's Day, so I had a rough day. But I can tell you that Trick Mello is playing for SummerSlam. He said he doesn't want to do an open challenge. Not everybody deserves a shot. I don't know. That's a good question. It could be anybody, honestly. We could see Shinsuke or maybe Dragunov or somebody like that. Maybe Matt Cardona. They need to. The writers are really heavily involved with the mid card now. They're bumping that mid card up pretty hard. So there's no telling, but Dragunov could be a good option for Trick's next opponent. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just like me just guessing on that, honestly, because I don't know. What's next for Dragunov? Possibly a match with Trick. I can't really see anything else, unless he gets involved with something with AAA. So, could we see a heel Matt Cardona? I think it's possible. I think it looks like they've been teasing it. I would prefer to see it. I think Ricky could be an ultimate turner. Ricky Saints could be an ultimate turning point for Cody, because if Cody goes heel, he needs a faction. I don't think Cody can go heel by himself. He's always had a faction with him. So maybe a Matt Cardona, Ricky Saints, Cody Rhodes faction, something like that. I think that would be great. With Paul Heyman, I don't know. We'll see. Paul Heyman's already got his hands on with, obviously Braun and all that. So what's next for Sammy? I think he could have a match with Cody. I do. I think that could be Cody's match for. I think we could see Sammy versus Cody in Saudi. I think that would make a shit ton of sense. Saudi loves Sammy. WWE loves to have Cody booed. I don't know. I think the fans would be really mixed there, because the fans love Cody and Saudi too. I think we could see Sammy and Cody maybe at Night of Champions. Sammy is the last person I think there's left to turn on Cody. So, could we see Blake Monroe debut on Friday? Possibly. Like I said, I don't really like what they're doing with Blake. All these vignettes and stuff in the bathtub, like it's all fine and dandy, like one time, but every week. I saw Fightful reported that it's going to be close to the end of the month or something like that, or early June. So I don't know. I think it's time for her to come on TV Friday night and get some kind of go ahead and start this feud that she's going to end up having with Tiffany Stratton for that, U.S. Championship. Will Io versus Liv be a trilogy? Will Io eventually go after the women's IC title again and eventually win the women's world title so we can get Rhea and Io at Crown Jewel? I was told a while back that was the plan, to have Rhea versus Io in October at Crown Jewel, champion versus champion, but it just depends, man, because I don't know if their WWE's going to pull the trigger on the Roxanne thing, because if they do Roxanne Liv at SummerSlam, I think Roxanne wins the title. And that would be a quick turnaround for her to drop to Io. But Roxanne would be a face at that time. So it really just depends on what WWE's plans are for the Liv Roxanne thing. I was told a while back that was the plan for Io Rhea at Crown Jewel in October, because Rhea never beat Io. So we'll see. But I definitely know that Io is going to go after Liv for sure. As far as will it be a trilogy, Triple H loves trilogies, so possibly. You never know, but I know they will have a match for sure. Is Noam Dar going to be a guy to put over new guys? Is that the same for Nikita Lyons? I love Nikita. Obviously, she posted my stuff and follow me on Instagram. She commented on my stuff too. I'm not gonna say Nikita's like putting people over. I think she's working her way back in. Noam Dar possibly is gonna be somebody to put people over, but I don't know if that's what Nikita's doing. I mean, I know she lost to Lizzie Rain, But that was her debut, so that makes sense. But Nikita's also like she's like getting her groove back, kind of type thing. So I think Nikita's going to be heavily involved. I don't think she is going to win the North American Championship. I do think that's set up for Zarya. But Noam Dar is definitely somebody that's going to be putting people over. Have you been impressed by how Fatal Influence has been booked so far since coming on SmackDown? I love it. I think it's one of the best things on the SmackDown show right now. JC Jane is very well deserved for her. She's phenomenal. She's so fucking good on the mic. She knows how to make the crowd boo her. And she's not terrible in the ring. She's had some really good matches. So I'm very impressed with how WWE is booking Fatal Influence very strong. And I can't wait to see when JC does eventually get that. Because JC's not going after tag titles. That's going to be Laney and Fallon. JC's going after the big title gold, whether it's Tiffany Stratton's U.S. title or Rhea Ripley's SmackDown Women's Championship. Do you like this John Cena Classic tournament idea? I do. I love it, actually. I think it's a great way to give the WWE fans some of the dream matches that they've been wanting to see, maybe for people like the NXT stars that are not ready to come up yet. Also, I failed to mention it, but Natty did go to Triple H and Shawn Michaels and asked to work a program with Jada Parker. So that is going to happen. There is going to be a program coming up with Natty. She talked about it on Busted Open Radio, I believe. There is going to be a program coming up with Natty and Jada Parker. But I do love this classic. We're going to get to see matches that we normally would never get to see. Like I said, I don't know if this is a way to put a title on Oba. We'll see. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know when they do it. I don't know if it's going to be a specific PLE where they have all these matches. I think a Saturday night main event would be perfect for it. That way you don't have to worry about telling a story or booking. But if you do that, like, you're going to need more than 4 matches. So I don't know how they set this up. I don't have the details on it currently, but I do love the idea of it. Do you expect more pivots soon? You can always expect pivots with TKO. TKO loves to pivot. They see anything leaked. Triple H has fucking 12, 13 burners. Nick Khan says he don't pay attention to fucking X. He's a fucking liar. He definitely does. 100% he pays attention to X. Triple H is back there on his fucking phone and Gorilla on one of his burners on X. So yeah, I fully expect pivots. I hate them because, like I said, it makes it hard for me come on here every Sunday and give you guys, or the ones that come in here to listen to the news. I give you guys pretty good, accurate information. I know you can attest on that because you always put the information. If something happens, you always put it in the chat that you heard it here. I definitely appreciate that. It means a lot. It gets my show trending. Gets my name out there. Always expect pivots though. Like I said, if they find out anything's been leaked, Triple H hates leaks, so they try to do whatever they can to prevent them. You're never going to get rid of them, though. I don't care what he says. He's never going to be able to get rid of them. But yes, don't be surprised if there's pivots. I'm never surprised about pivots. What is the NXT Global Heritage Invitational? Do you think that it will be a version of the Continental Classic? Yes, that's exactly what it is. I saw the bracket. I don't really remember everybody in it, but it is going to be very similar to the Continental Classic that takes place in AEW. I don't hate it. I looked at the bracket. It looks like some good matchups in there. So definitely looking forward to that. What will be Randy's next feud? That's tough to say. Because like I said, I was told before that Randy was going to be Cody for the title at SummerSlam. But now they're saying that it's possible that Cody doesn't drop before October because they want to do Cody Roman 3. I don't want to see Cody Roman 3 personally. So I would prefer Randy. I still think, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's dumb if they have Gunther lose. Gunther or Randy would be with two of the people I would personally pick if Cody's going to drop the title. I mean, you would think Cody would be the first feud. I mean, they didn't finish anything up from WrestleMania. He Punk kicked him, and he fucked his all up. But he's not been on TV, so I would expect something with Cody. What's next for Danhausen? Is it feud with Miz and Kit Wilson Dawn? I don't think so. I don't. I think Miz eventually ends up with Danhausen. If that makes any sense. I could see them possibly winning the tag titles, Miz and Danhausen. I really think that's what they're gonna do. I think Miz is gonna eventually turn on Kit and end up joining Danhausen. I could see the Miz and Danhausen potentially winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I really could. What's next for Kit and the Miz? That's what I just talked about. I think the Miz is eventually gonna end up with Danhausen. I do. I think they end up going after the tag titles. What's happening with Body Slam? Oh gosh, that's what happened with Body Slam will cause a lot of people to resign and leave, and they're going to Fightful. I don't know if they're going to Fightful. I don't have confirmation on that. I don't know whether I saw Corey's tweet. Corey did fantastic work. I am not at liberty to talk about that. I don't really know, truthfully. I heard a lot of things, but I'm just gonna leave it as no comment. I know that a lot of people from Body Slam do a lot of great work. Corey Hayes is very big in the community. I saw his post that he was leaving Body Slam, so it had to be something pretty major for Corey to leave. Corey's definitely going to get picked up. He does phenomenal work. One of the best around. So I could see him maybe with Russell Boats or Fightful. I don't know that for a fact. Just speculating at this point. But I'm not at liberty to speak about what happened with Body Slam. There has been a lot of things put out there, but I don't work with Body Slam, so I don't know exactly what happened. I just heard several different things. I don't think anybody's ever really going to truly know unless they put it out there themselves, and I'm not going to speculate. I just saw Corey's post and several others that left Body Slam. Corey does fantastic work. He will get picked up by someone. Piper would be a great place. Corey would fit in really good there on Seth and all them. So, it's very possible. Who do you think will be Oba's next big feud amid the open challenge? A lot of people keep talking about Sheamus. I keep hearing Sheamus' name as being somebody that could have it could actually challenge Oba. I keep hearing Sheamus' name pop up. Will Raquel and Roxanne be the ones to win the tag titles? And how will it affect Roxanne's conflict between JD? I don't think Raquel and Roxanne are winning the tag titles. I don't think those tag titles are coming off the Bellas until Nikki gets back. This whole conflict with the Judgment Day is gonna keep intensifying. They haven't completely pulled the trigger yet, but they are going to at some point. That's why I don't think he'll beat Liv right now. Because I think they really want to do Roxanne and Liv at SummerSlam. I don't think Raquel and Roxanne win the tag titles though. I don't. Because I think Roxanne is going to be the one to take the title off of Liv at SummerSlam. So we'll see. WWE could pivot away from that. because we have Fatal Influence, obviously. That's thrown out a challenge to Paige and Brie as well. So we'll see. I mean, we could see a tag title match tomorrow. I would be surprised if they win the titles, though. Before Nikki gets back, I don't think that's going to happen. Could we also get Roman versus Tama? I don't think so. I don't think we see Roman versus Tama. I don't. He's going to face a lot of people in his family, but I don't think it's going to be Tama Tonga. Could we soon get WrestleMania twice in the same year in different places? Possibly. But don't be surprised if we don't get a SummerSlam in Las Vegas. I told you, Fanatic, in a one-on-one DM, TKO and WWE wants Las Vegas to be the primary hub for the company. So don't be surprised if we don't get a SummerSlam there. And don't be surprised in the next 3 to 5 years if WrestleMania is back in Las Vegas again. They would want their hub to be Las Vegas. We could get WrestleMania twice. I don't particularly want to see that. But we could. I mean, it's possible. When do you see Punk return? I don't think it'll be too long. I do think he's taking a little bit of time off. I thought he would be the mystery partner last night, but obviously not. But I think he'll be back pretty soon. I definitely think he's going to be on SmackDown roster, though. Maybe Punk shows up to help Cody against Gunther. I think that's a possibility, too. Because I don't think Gunther's winning, even though I think he should. But I don't think he is if they're setting up Cody Roman 3, Crown Jewel in October. So, who do you think will be the one to dethrone Miles Morn? That's tough to say. Tavion Heights is a possibility. I've seen the new guy. What's his name? The guy that keeps attacking Tony D. I don't know if he went. I don't think he's gonna be the one. Keanu Carver is obviously a big threat contender for one of those titles. Tavion Heights. I don't know. Miles Morn probably gonna hold that title up until the summertime for sure. I could see it being somebody like that. I don't know what's gonna go on with Tony D. Obviously, there's you got Maxine Dupree's husband, Cam, I believe his name is. There's a possibility that Cam could be the one to take the title off of Miles Morn. It looks like they're booking him pretty hard too. Shiloh Hill, but Shiloh's a babyface. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, but they are big on Shiloh, so we'll see. Are we setting up a Jay Rhea rematch? Yes. That could happen at Saturday Night Main Event. Very well could happen at Saturday Night Main Event. Definitely could. If Cody is booked strong till November, do we get Cody having strong opponents not the same and less non-title? Yes. Yep. I was told, like I said yesterday, that Cody is not supposed to drop the title because they want to do Cody Roman. I don't like it, and I hope to God they change it. And I hope that if Cody loses to Gunther or Randy, I don't want to see Cody Roman 3 again or Cody Roman again. I think it causes too much of a divide in the fan bases. People talk too much crazy shit, and it makes me want to stay off of X. I don't ever want to see that match again, personally. I saw it live. Well, I didn't see it live in Philly. I was there for night 1, WrestleMania 40. I was there the last time The Rock was in the ring. I saw that live. I saw The Rock pin Cody Rhodes. So I think Cody's going to be booked strong. Kevin Owens is coming back. He's going to have a match with Sammy. So, yeah, we're going to definitely see Cody. I'm hoping we're seeing more of that character shift. Gunther's over there. Punk's going to be over there. Ricky Saints is over there. We'll see. I don't know what they're going to do with Saints, but I do feel like there's a lot of new people that Cody could face now over there on SmackDown. We're gonna get more than 5 matches in Saudi, right? Saudi's a little more. For Night of Champions, should get 6 at least over there. I would think. The Saudi, or are you talking about for Mania? Mania don't have way more than 5. But if you're talking about Night of Champions or Crown Jewel, I don't know about Crown Jewel because, like I said, that's a champion versus champion type thing. Probably 5 for that maybe. But the one coming up in Night of Champions, I think we could get 6 over there for that for sure. The Saudi does like a lot of matchups. Will Cody versus Gunther and Italy be the pin ultimate match? Not sure what you mean by that. Will Cody versus Gunther and Italy be the pin ultimate match? I don't know what you mean by that. What's the penultimate match? I don't know what that is. So if you want to put it in the comments. All I was told was Cody's not dropping the title, so I don't know. I don't know what penultimate means. You have to put it in the comments. Do you think we'll see Liv's first opponent be revealed? I don't know if it's revealed tomorrow. Possibly though. They need to. They need to go ahead and start the build. Like I said, we got 2 weeks or 3 weeks till Italy, and then 2 weeks till Saturday Night Main. So it could, yeah. What happens to Brooke Jensen and Josh Briggs? They're fine. They're not going anywhere. I don't know what they're going to do with them, but they're still going to be involved in it. What other character changes do you expect? I don't know. It's tough to say. TKO has said that they want to do a lot of heels to faces and faces to heels. I know the number one for me is Cody. I think Cody needs to go heel. But yeah, you can expect some. You definitely can expect character changes coming soon. I know this sounds crazy, but I thought it's in my head. WWE have the most wanted list of stars from other companies. WWE wants to sign from other promotions, like when contracts expire. Yeah, like Britt Baker. I still think she's gonna end up in WWE. I do. So yeah, that makes sense. When WWE is about to sign top stars, do they have big creative ready? Do they have ready big creative plans? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's part of their pitch to them when they're signing these stars, what they're going to be doing creatively. So, could we see Liv versus Paige and Nikki and Maxine? Possibly. I think Paige is going to have a lot of matches on SmackDown too. Paige is definitely going to be a single star though. But I mean, yeah, Maxine. But I think Maxine ends up joining the division, so I don't know if you get Liv and Maxine. But definitely could see Liv. Could see Liv versus Nikki. It was planned at one time. Liv versus Paige would make a lot of sense. I don't know about Liv and Maxine. You think we'll get a Rhea versus Paige match down the road? That's a dream match. Paige said herself will be her number one. Yes. We will see Rhea versus Paige before Paige contract. 100%. If Rhea versus Paige happens, will it be for the if Rhea versus Paige happens, will it be for the title? Will it be at SummerSlam? It's possible. I don't know what they're gonna do with JC. We could get JC versus, I don't know. If Rhea's going to Crown Jewel's champion though, like I don't know if they're gonna have her beat JC at SummerSlam. We'll see. Paige and Rhea could happen at SummerSlam, but if it does, and Rhea wins, because obviously I think they want Rhea going to Crown Jewel's champion. So, see. Alex Johnny Gargano is still there. Did he take a pay cut? I'll say for him. He got to pay back to NXT. I don't know what's next for Johnny. I don't know who took the pay cuts. I just know it wasn't Cody, wasn't Punk, wasn't Roman. I know there was some stars that did take the pay cut. He's still there, so they obviously still have something planned for him. But I think he does. Candace need to go back to NXT because laying down on the crate just ain't really cutting. So, were you surprised that announcement Cena wasn't Club WWE? Many thought it would be. I was. I honestly thought that was what the announcement was. I think it was a good shakeup. I think, like I said, Triple H didn't pay a lot of attention to shit online and stuff that content creators were saying. Everybody was saying it was going to be Club WWE, and they saw that. I think. I'm sure they did. So ultimately, they come up with this John Cena Classic Championship. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I'm not opposed to it at all. I think it's great. Is TKO still hell bent on getting Rock versus Roman to happen because it's a money match and they almost got it in 40? Yes. Rock Roman is still scheduled to happen in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania. Who's Tiffany's next opponent? Tough to say, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long they plan on holding off for Tiffany Blake. But they definitely should be starting that feud soon. I mean, Tiffany's got a plethora of people to defend against on SmackDown, so she may have another match with Julia. I don't know. Kiana James is going to be booked pretty heavily. We could see Tiffany and we've already seen Tiffany and Jordan Grace, so we can see that again. But ultimately, it's going to end up Tiffany and Blake. We could see Tiffany against JC. I think that's an option if they don't want JC taking the title off of Rio right now. We'll see that. Are we close to the split of Shawn and Alexa? I think so. But WWE also is really keen on them two together. They're really feeding off this Charlotte getting that Alexa rub. So I think it's been going on for a year now. I would already thought it would have already happened, but they're very happy with creatively, like the cheers and stuff that Charlotte's getting. So I mean, I don't know how much longer they can be together. I think it's got to eventually happen, but WWE is very high on that rub that Charlotte's getting from Alexa. So when Alexa turns heel, will it be Mean Girl gimmick she had? Yes, because she's not going back to that dark character. What is it with people hating Nikita Lyons? She doesn't deserve that hate, honestly. I like Nikita as well. What's the hate for Nikita? I have no idea. It's the IWC, man. They hate everybody at some, there. I have no idea. I think Nikita's great. I don't know what people do in their personal life, like the Court Jades and the Mandy Rose and Nikita. Like, I'm not putting their personal business out there, but that's what they do in their personal life. That's how they make money outside. Like, who gives a shit? Who cares? So I don't know if that's what it is. But I try to stay away from all that. Who cares? I think she's phenomenal. Could SummerSlam happen in Las Vegas and the West Coast? Yep. It's either going to be in Vegas or in California. One of those two for SummerSlam. Are the MFTs about to get the tag titles back? I don't think so. When will we see Drew McIntyre? I heard like June-ish for Drew. I don't know when the filming ends. Truthfully, I don't. But he will be back on WWE television soon. Is Mike Santana trademarking his name? Sign his head to WWE soon? If so, could he show up at NXT? I think he's coming to the main roster. And yes, he did trademark his name, but I do think he ends up on the main roster. I don't think he ends up in NXT. We could see Mike Santana on the main roster. I would love to see him in NXT, and that's possible. But he is coming to WWE 100%. So look forward to that in the summertime. Will we see Matt Taven soon in TNA? I heard that he was. I heard that he was going to. Where do we see Lala Irish land? Not sure. Don't know. Not gonna answer if I don't know. I don't know. Could we see the Righteous win the TNA Tag Team title and show up on NXT? I think they could win the tag titles. I don't know about them showing up on NXT, but they love doing the TNA NXT invasions, so anything possible. Yeah. What's next? Kalani Jordan. I think Kalani will be in that John Cena Classic. I do believe Kalani Jordan will be a part of that John Cena Classic. Is Vincent Clare legitimately hurt? I don't know. I wasn't able to find out. I asked. I haven't got an answer back. Something's going on with her. Obviously, Kendall's facing Kalani Tuesday. But it did look like she suffered a small injury. She wasn't on TV last week. Hopefully it's not something serious. She's a speed champion, so haven't heard the severity of it if she is injured. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. Hopefully she's back on TV soon. Will we see NXT PLEs move outside the Performance Center into arenas and unique venues? I believe so. I do believe eventually that will happen, especially with the move to ESPN. I definitely think that's an extreme possibility. Do you think that WWE will keep us this momentum on PLEs with less ads and more ring time matches? I do. I think that they pay, like I told you, they say they don't pay attention to shit online, but they pay attention to everything online. On every fucking thing they pay attention to online. So they did a phenomenal job at Backlash, and hopefully they continue the trend on at Saturday Night Main Event and Clash of Italy. For Ray Phoenix, he needs to move to roster, don't you think? I saw him. Funeral segment, yes, it's terrible. Penta about to drop the title, it'd be a great time to reunite. I do think we are going to get the Lucha Brothers back together, but I think WWE is just kind of throwing shit at the wall right now with the tag team division. I personally would love to see them just make one tag title and combine them instead of all this other shit that they're doing. But we'll see. But I do think eventually we get the Lucha Brothers reuniting. Oh, let me do that. Look at this too. How did I make the screen? There we go. Make the screen really fucking big. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. So what happens to WrestleMania now? SummerSlam is starting to be bigger. Triple H at SummerSlam more than WrestleMania. I don't think he loves it more. I just think that they're going to make the SummerSlam bigger than WrestleMania because WrestleMania, even though it broke records, they made good gate on it, a lot of money. They're going to make SummerSlam very, very, very exciting and big. I don't think it's like Triple H loves SummerSlam more than WrestleMania, but you can expect this particular SummerSlam is going to be the WrestleMania that we should have had. It is being on WWE main event not bad because at least you get time to wrestle. Don't think of it as a demotion, but an opportunity. Nothing's bad. If you're getting any type of action, it's better than getting released because you've seen all the people that's getting released. So yes, it does give you an opportunity to do something. I think not doing the U.S. Open Challenge is a good thing because when the Open Challenge happened, there wasn't a good storyline and there wasn't a PLE or Saturday Night Main Event. I agree. Trick is not going to be doing the U.S. Open Challenge, U.S. Title Open Challenge. What's Ricky Saints first feud? What's Ricky Saints first feud with Matt Cardona? Yes, it was. Could Royce Keys join Cody Hill faction? I love that idea. They are friends. I would not mind that at all. I think Cody's got to have a faction around him, and Royce would fit that perfectly. I love that idea. I haven't heard it. I don't want to confirm it because I don't know if they're going to turn Cody or when. I think they have to eventually. But I would love to see Royce in that faction with Cody. So how will this Jada Parker Natty feud work? Can we see Jada turn heel? Jada, feel like her time in NXT is almost up with the new blood in the generation next era taking over. Natty just wants to work a program with Jada. I don't know about the heel thing. I haven't heard anything about that, but I think it's just because Jada is getting close to being ready for the main roster. So Natty wants to work with her. So if Natty wants to work with her, they see something big in her. So sky's the limit for Jada Parker. Who is next for Tiffany Stratton during her open challenge? I don't know. I don't. But eventually we're going to get Tiffany and Blake. I think that's what all roads lead to Tiffany and Blake, Bobby. And welcome to Scoop. Good to see you. Will we ever see an NXT wrestler except Tiffany Stratton women's? Possibly. We could. With this new John Cena thing, very possible. I don't think anybody's touching Tiffany's title, though. Like, we could see a lot of different opponents for Tiff. But I think all roads lead to Tiffany and Blake at SummerSlam. So we finally done with we want Kyrie stuff now that Backlash is over. She can come. I hope so. I mean, I hate it. I love Kyrie, but she's not coming back. I just like on YouTube. Thank you. Yes, if you are watching the stream, please hit that like button. It does help me out in the algorithm. This show is the most productive as far as comments in the algorithm. So thank you guys for all the comments. Any comments or likes from YouTube helps my channel. So WWE just trademarked a Global Heritage Invitational. That's why I asked about it. And that photo was from 2023. Do you think that this new version of the Invitational will include a new title? Possibly. Possibly could. Yeah. Could we see Cam Hendricks or Tavion Heights be the one to beat Miles Bourne for the NXT Men's North American Championship? I think it's going to be Cam Hendricks. Fanatic asked that earlier. I do believe it's going to be Cam Hendricks, and that is Maxine Dupree's husband. He's from LFG as well. Could we see Leon Slater involved in John Cena Classic or TNA Let's Him? Could, yeah. Could. I don't know the people involved yet. Hopefully I'll find out this week, but could. Will Kit Wilson get a massive push and single title opportunity once he's put from Miz? I heard they're very high on Kit, so it is very possible. Isn't WrestleVotes a part of Fightful now since last year? I believe they do a lot of work together. Yep. Could we expect Xia Brookside to jump to NXT in a few months? I believe that's exactly what she's going to do. Do you think PJ Vasa becomes WWE Women's Evolved Champion and eventually beats Wendy Chu for the belt? I do think that PJ Vasa is eventually going to be the one to take that title off of Wendy Chu. I do. Who will eventually be the one to join Nikki Free when Nikki returns? I think it's going to be Fallon and Laney. I really do. I think Fallon and Laney beat them. The tag titles. Fatal Influence. Could you see eventually Aaron Rourke gets moved from Wednesday to NXT in the near future? Yep. And there's also talks of moving SmackDown to Tuesday. I don't know how concrete that is. I don't know how they would do that to NXT, but hopefully they don't. Are we this close to Tom Fine spent from NFT to form an affection with Shinsuke? Yes, we are. Mason Rook. Okay, Mason Rook is the guy who attacked Tony. He is going to ultimately have a feud with Tony in the summer. Maybe they pivoted from Keanu Carver, but Mason Rook is going to have Tony soon. Will Cruz, yes, big push. Could you see Lyra Valkyria, Ivy now doing works in AAA? I definitely could. I think both of them would do really phenomenal. Bailey's already over there, full of bites. Is Lizzie Rain pegged to be one of the future faces of NXT Women's Division alongside Kendall Gray? Yes. Yes. Kendall Gray is the face of the Women's NXT Division. Is Sami Zayn still planning to win the 2027 Royal Rumble as of this moment? That's a great question. A couple of months ago, he was slated to win, but I don't know if that's changed. I'll have to ask. I know that was the plan a few months ago. But I think they may do Cody Sammy before Mania 43. We'll see though. I will ask. Always enjoy the show. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it. Like I said, Keita just retweeted for the LFG tonight, so shout out to the Key Alliance for that. Could we have 8 to 9 matches at Mania and Saudi next year? I think we're gonna have a lot of matches in Saudi. I still think it's gonna be 7 to 8 per night. I think we'll get 15 to 16 matches in Saudi. The penultimate match means the match before the yes. Yes. That's why I said co-main event. I think Cody and Gunther will be before Roman and Jacob. Co-main event, yes. Yes. I think if Roman and Jacob's on the card, then that's main event, and then Cody and Gunther will be before that. Do you think the SmackDown Women's Division is now better than Raw? I think it is. I do. Does TKO want a balance and perfect ratio of heels and faces across all 3 brands? It seems like it. Like I said, they did put something out that there is going to be a lot of character changes coming up in the next 6 months. So you're going to see some people that are faces turn heel, and obviously we saw with Asuka last night, and some heels go back to being baby faces. So. Could you see Ray Phoenix winning the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship from Ray Kid at AAA? Possibly. They don't have anything really for him on the main the main card, so it is possible. I do think El Grande Americano though is going to be the one to beat Dominic. Once Rock vs. Roman happens, and ever do you think we'll finally get a big fresh creative across all 3 brands? Yes. Yeah. After that, it's time to start putting some of these guys like Oba and Trick, Javon, Jacob Fatu, people like that in the Braun Breaker in the main event. But Roman did just sign a 3-year deal. So, when do you personally see Conor Petrovich back in late May or early June? Have you got any updates from last week? I heard it's going to be sometime in June for her. Like to see Jordan Grace go after the Women's United States Championship or go after Rhea Ripley? You will. Definitely will. Both of those. If SummerSlam happens in California next year, will it be in LA or San Francisco? I believe it's going to be in LA. I do. I think it's going to be in LA. Could they target NWA's division since it's one of the best via the Crockett Cup? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know anything about that. Another thing about SummerSlam, could we see bigger surprises, debuts, and twists? SummerSlam is going to be huge. That's really all I can tell you at this present time, but it's going to be a monster. Can you imagine a faction led by CM Punk, Cody, consistent of ex-AEW guys, Royce, Ethan, Ricky, Penta, Blake, Jade, and WWE trying to dominate WWE? That would be fucking phenomenal. I would love that. Have you heard anything when Dean Malenko's daughter, Marie Malenko, debuted? I haven't heard anything about her debut. Should be soon, though. Also heard, look for Carmella to return. She's really been teasing coming back. So told you guys about that a couple weeks ago on Scoop. Also heard something about maybe Lacey Evans as well. But I think Dean Malenko's daughter should be making her appearance here in the next month or 2. Do you think the remaining top NXT stars, Tony, Jada, Lola, Tatum, Kalani, and Phil Kershaw with New Generation, Kendall, Charlotte, Lizzie, Cam, Mason taking over? I don't think so. I don't think it makes the show better. And if the Global Heritage Invitation does have a new title with the Heritage Cup on it, yes. Yep. Is a Pretty Deadly reunion unlikely now? The kid getting over it? Yeah. I don't know what happened to Elton, but Pretty Deadly. Will Aaron Rourke and Wendy Chu return to NXT once they jump their titles involved? Yes. Will we eventually get the Evolve tag titles announced? Don't know. I did hear rumblings that they were going to do that, but I don't know when. The SmackDown moves to Tuesday. Could NXT move back to Wednesdays and reignite the Wednesday night wars? That's really being thrown around. Having Raw on Mondays, SmackDown on Tuesdays, and NXT on Wednesdays. Yes, it is a possibility. WWE is throwing, like, I've heard it. I've heard it from several people. Do you think creative will get better? Do you hope it will? I think it will. I do think it will. What I meant to say, will Lizzie Rain eventually be the number 2 face of the NXT in the future behind Kendall Berry? Yes, she will be behind Kendall. What do you think of Tristan Angels? I think it's phenomenal. Tristan great. 16 matches in Saudi means 8 matches on both nights, by the way. Yep. Any updates on Nikki Blackheart? I've seen some stuff on X. I haven't heard anything in particular. But she keeps making a lot of teases, so hopefully we'll see her soon. If Carmella returns to WWE, which brand would be Raw or SmackDown? Because she helped the pin card, I believe so. I would think it would be SmackDown. Corey, Corey Graves kind of hinted around at it, so I would think it would be SmackDown, but I can't really say which brand, but I do think she's coming back though. What will be Blake's first before we get to Tiffany? I have no idea. I don't know the creative direction for Blake right now. But besides the vignettes, I just know that all roads lead to Blake and Tiffany. Do you think Harlem Lewis is the one to beat Aaron Rourke for the WWE World Championship? I think it's highly likely that Harlem could be the one. Could Tristan Angels win the Speed title? Very possible. I think EK Prosper's going to win it first, though. What's next for Ariana Grace now that she's lost the TNA Knockouts title? I think she's going to be doing a lot more work on NXT. I don't think she's going to be going back after. Look for Elena. What is it? Elena? Look for Elena Black. Look for her to be heavily involved in a feud with lead on TNA for that. And also, what's the girl's name? That got suspended and come back. She's gonna be involved in that Knockouts Championship too. So, or do you think Dorian Van Doo is one? Could he's fucking good. It's gonna be Dorian or Harlem, one of them two. Will we see Chelsea Tiffany connection going when Chelsea returns? Yeah, so that was the plan, I think. And then obviously the best wishes to Chelsea. I hope everything gets better for her. Obviously, she has had something going on with her heart for a long time. It was something that they really couldn't do anything about it until it happened. But it looks like it was successful. So best wishes to Chelsea on that. I think if and when she's back on WWE TV, she did shout out to Tiffany. So yeah. Indy Hartwell, thank you, Bobby. Are there big plans for Kevin Owens for his program back? Will he still be on SmackDown? Kevin Owens will be on SmackDown. Are Holly Hudson and Myla Grace in for big pushes at TNA? Yes. They are. Could Ricky Sosa show up in NXT sometime? Could he win a TNA title? Ricky Sosa is 100% going to win a TNA title. 100%. Indy Hartwell, yes. Indy Hartwell and Elena Black are going to be involved now with leading lead. I haven't gotten any updates on Nikki Blackheart. I just know that she's been making a lot of chatter online. So she is probably coming soon. So, do you like how NWA is now back on TV? Comment. It's an OTA network. Could you do an NWA Power recap show? They also have an NWA Power on comment. I haven't seen it. I have a lot of recap shows, Fanatic. I don't know if I have enough time to cover that, but I may try to watch it. But as far as the recap show, I don't think that's going to happen. Did you have any news on who accepts Mustafa Ali's open challenge for the TNA International Championship? I don't have any news on that. I mean, Ricky Sosa would be a good idea for me personally, but I don't have a specific name for that. I don't have any updates on Nikki Blackheart. I think you already asked me that like 3 times, brother. Will we have an AEW recap show coming soon? Yes. Yes, we are. The Thursday show, I don't know when we're gonna start. I still have to give a Stampede. Probably gonna have to be after all this shit that's going on in May with Saturday Night Main in Italy. But I'm definitely going to. We're gonna do a rotation. 1 week we're gonna talk about those shows. One week we'll start with TNA and end with AEW. And then the next week we'll start with AEW and then roll to TNA. So it'll be kind of like an AEW / TNA recap show together. Sorry, I was about to be talking. You're fine. I mean, if I hear anything, obviously I'll let you know. But she's teasing it, so will we get a dirty PLE in Chile or in Mexico and Brazil? I heard about one in Mexico. I don't know about Chile and Brazil, but possibly Mexico though for sure. Is Jackson Drake getting a push? Jackson Drake is getting a heavy push. And now he's got Bailey Humphries, who follows me on X from LFG. That's his, I guess, NXT girlfriend now. So yes, Jackson Drake. I hope next week's Scoop show is going to be bigger than this week. It will be. I didn't have, like I said, Mother's Day. I didn't have time to get a whole lot of information. I mean, this week was pretty big. Every week's pretty big. I gave you guys some updates on Roman, Cody, the Asuka situation, and I did let you guys know that scoops will not be happening the last Sunday in May when they have Clash in Italy. That is on a Sunday, so you guys go ahead and prepare for that. What happens to JD McDonough when he leaves Judgment Day? I don't know. He's gonna be involved. Like WWE loves him. So IC title, I could see that. But yeah. Could the IC title match happen in Italy or Saturday Night Main Event? I do believe it's going to be one of the two. I don't know which one yet, because I don't know how many matches they're planning for Italy. Roman's going to defend there. Cody's going to defend there. I would think Liv and Rhea both need to defend there. That's 4 right there. So could have it at Saturday Night Main Event. But for me, I would prefer it in Italy. If you want to be honest, but it's gonna happen in 1 or 2 for sure. Soul and Becky's gotta happen in one of them. So, what is Dirty doing, Grayson Waller? I have no idea. That is a great question. I will ask. I think I thought he was in trouble. So. Could we see Austin Theory eventually turn on the Vision and solve us at Rollins? I honestly think it might be Logan Paul. I think it could be Logan Paul that does that. I really do. I think it could be Logan Paul. Once she dropped the title to Soul, is Becky done with the women's IC title? Saying yes, she is. She may have one more match with Soul. I doubt it, but this is only to elevate and put that title on Soul Ruka. And with that, that's it. See you next week. Yes, we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Fanatic. I loved your enthusiasm on the Backlash prediction show. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday Night Main Event and Italy, on Clash in Italy. I'm glad everybody could see we're not the same person. That rumor was going around fucking Twitter for like a month. That I was commenting and putting the questions in here, which is just fucking asinine. It's just crazy. So I'm glad that people know that you're in your 20s and I'm like in my 40s. So yeah, we're definitely two different people. So now the IWC can shut the hell up with that rumor because that was ridiculous. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Yes, long reign for Saul. Absolutely. Very long reign. See you next week. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So that is the end. We had shout out to Bobby and Fanatic and God, what a lot of questions. Over 150. And the OTC QB1 and Fanatic and Bobby. All right, guys. I'm going to go to the outro. This has been the Sunday Night Scoop with the EVP, episode number 20. Remember, we have 2 more weeks of Sunday Scoop, but the last Sunday in May, there will not be a Sunday Night Scoop because I will be doing the Clash of Italy, the recap show, and then LFG that night. So make sure you put that in your calendar. The last Sunday in May, it will be the Sunday Scoop, but I will be back for the next 2 weeks for Sunday Night Scoop. So it's already set on YouTube, I believe. Yes, it is set already on YouTube. Shout out to Bobby as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the outro, and thank you for you guys showing up. And if you guys are watching live, make sure you hit that like button on the stream. You guys go back and watch, hit that like button, shoot some comments, obviously. I'm looking forward to LFG. Yes, me too. I don't know if you saw it, but Nikita Lyons actually retweeted my stuff twice. It's at the top of her page, and she commented yesterday. So shout out to Nikita Lyons that she followed me on Instagram as well. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the outro. And thank you to you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every single Sunday. I love the enthusiasm and the questions. And I will be back to tell you where I can find you on my socials, where you can find me on my socials, and what I have coming up tonight and for this week coming up. Congrats on getting noticed by Nikita. Thank you so much. And her mom. Her mom actually followed me on Instagram as well. So Nikita Lyons' mom followed me on Instagram. I guess she saw like the videos of Miami maybe. She liked them. She sent me a follow. All right, guys. So here's the outro.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
Thanks for joining the EVP CJP. Tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m.
Thanks for coming to Sunday Night Scoops, hosted by the Golden Boy of DWE CJP. See you all next Sunday at 6 p.m. Thanks for coming to Sunday Night Scoops, hosted by the Golden Boy of DWE CJP. See you all next Sunday at 6 p.m.
All right. Thank you, guys. That's a little thank you to you guys, especially you, Bobby, and Fanatic, who show up every single Sunday for Sunday Night Scoops. Thank you guys so much. I don't get a whole lot of YouTube views, but just went back and looked at the analytics, and this show is the top show that I have on the channel because it gets the most likes and it gets the most comments. That's how you do it in the algorithm. On YouTube doesn't, I mean, views are great, yes, but the likes and comments are very important as well in the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for the support every single week. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, and I love the questions. So as far as where you can find me on my socials, I'll let you guys know, like I said, all of my socials, you can find my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're looking for me on X, you can find me at EVPCJP. Obviously, if I follow you, you can go all the way up to the top of my X page, and you can see my YouTube link. If you ever get a chance, just hit the retweet button. You never know who might subscribe. My goal is to get to 300 by SummerSlam. I'm at 223. So thank you guys for that. On Instagram business account, my YouTube is linked at the top. You can find me at EVPCJP on that as well. My YouTube is pinned in the italic. On TikTok, you can find me at Brady the Goat Goat21. Again, that's at Brady, BRADY, DA Goat21. You can find me there on TikTok. Last but not least, most importantly, please hit that like and subscribe button to my YouTube channel, and please share my YouTube channel with your friends. I have over 900 live videos here on the channel. I know you guys will enjoy the content. So if you guys enjoy the content, your friends will enjoy the content. So make sure you, on one of those social media platforms, you share my YouTube link with your friends. Try to get your friends to come in and not miss out on this content that I put out for you guys. But yeah, if you are subscribed, hit that notification bell and it will remind you when I go live every single time. If you don't, if for some reason you can't find my YouTube channel, it's on Facebook as well, or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. You can go to the search bar, type in at the EVP Show. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit the like button on the stream for tonight. Shout out to everyone from DWE as well as Gimmick Table Media. Make sure you follow everybody that's. Make sure you definitely follow DWE Television. And tune in tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow at either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern to the Rundown with Kyle and Greg. It's a great show. They will run down everything that's going, the matches that's going to be happening on Raw. And then obviously I'll be back to the recap show and recap everything that went down from the Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. So, what I have coming up next, obviously you saw Nikita retweeted. It's on her Twitter page. You can go look. It's at the top. Tonight, come back and join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the LFG Season 3, Episode 3 recap show. Hit that notification bell and come and join me tonight. Now, there's no telling who's going to be there. She retweeted it. Definitely could be a big show. We'll see. Well, she definitely got some eyes on it for sure. Shout out to Nikita for that. Tomorrow I'll be back at 11 p.m. Eastern for your Raw recap show. Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, catch me live for your NXT recap show. Wednesday I'm off. Thursday I'm back. It is coming soon with me and Stampede. It's going to be a TNA AEW mix show. Won't be this week. But Thursday, tune in at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the TNA recap show. And then Friday night, I'm back again at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time for the SmackDown recap. Saturday, I'm off, which I'm getting prepared for the last 2 weeks of May, which will be 7-day weeks. So Saturday, I'm also off as well. Come back next Sunday. Like I said in this video, the thank you video. Come back next Sunday for the 4th week of Doubleheader Sunday. First off at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, episode number 21 of Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then come back and join me later on Sunday night for the nightcap at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for LFG Season 3 episode. That being said, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. The 75 plus viewers we have and the 126 questions that we had today. Thank you guys so much. It's been a 2.5 hour stream on Mother's Day. I do appreciate you guys. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. And I will hopefully see a lot of you guys tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the LFG Season 3 Episode 3 recap show. With that being said, I am the EVP from the EVP Show and the Golden Boy of DWE. If you're not with DWE, what are you doing? Because it is the place to be. See you guys tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the LFG Season 3 Episode 3 recap show. Good night, everyone.